Hi, we're Roy and Karen, and this video is about the top 10 questions that people have about the villages.
I went to ChatGPT and I just asked it, what are the top 10 questions that people have about the villages, Florida? So I figured what I could do is I could try to stump Karen with the questions. Now, I gotta tell you, we're not employed by the villages, we're not associated with the villages. Everything we're about to say is our opinion and based on our experiences of living here for the last 3 years.
Right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, these should be pretty easy. For people who've lived in the villages for 3 years, I would think these are pretty easy. Number one, what is the villages and what makes it so popular?
The villages is an active adult retirement community where we all are out living our best life. And what makes it so popular is everybody's out living their best life, and it's a really happy social community to be in.
I couldn't add anything to that. What a perfect answer. Good job, honey. Number two, what are the age requirements to live in the villages?
So to meet the HUD requirements, you have to have 80% of the owners and occupants be 55 plus. So 80% of the population has to be 55 plus, 20% can be less and still meet the HUD requirements. But any exception to the 55 plus has to be approved when you're coming into the villages.
Of that 20%, can those folks pretty much be any age?
Usually 19 years or older would need to be a requirement, and there's some other details that people should look up online if they have that affecting them.
But it has to be approved.
It has to be approved.
Okay. Number three, what type of homes are available in the villages?
So mostly it's single family homes. It can be site-built homes, or it can be in the historic area, manufactured homes. There's also an area of apartments in Brownwood that can be rented that are all in the villages.
But even the mobile homes, they're on dirt that is owned by you.
Correct. Not leased land. It's
Correct.
on lots owned by the homeowners.
Number four, what kind of amenities are there in the villages?
That's one of the highlights for the villages is those amenities, the golf courses, the swimming pools, the rec centers, all the individual clubs that people can join. Most of these are part of our amenity fee that we all pay as homeowners each month. Some of them have added fees, so you'd want to do your research. Mm-hmm. And there's a recreation website that talks about some of these things, and there's a sporting website that talks about others. So you want to do your research and for the things that you're interested in, because there's just so much.
Oh, I can name a few things you haven't mentioned. Just as an example, it seems like when you go to just pick up your mail, there's shuffleboard courts and there's
Bocce.
There's bocce and
pickleball
and cornhole,
toss.
and then right down the street we have an air gun target practicing thing. It's free. Go to the rec center, go pick up a gun, and go start shooting.
Complete the orientation. And
well, you got to do that.
There might be requirements.
Also down the street from us is archery. There's an archery place.
Range.
It's all free. You pay your amenity fee and all of these things.
Golf parks and
right, but golf is free as long as you don't want to bring your golf cart onto the course.
The executive courses.
Executive courses. You can walk them for free for the rest of your life. Number five. How does transportation work in the villages?
You get in your car and you drive. You get in your golf cart and you drive.
That's
you get on your bike and you ride. There's not much in the way of public transportation, really, but there's shuttle services. There's nonprofit organizations for different things. there's a great transportation to and from the airport. So, and there's multiple choices that you can select for those services.
The thing that I find totally unique about the Villages, before we moved to the Villages, we had considered Sun
City, Georgetown.
And they marketed that place as golf cart living. And when we went to visit it, the thing that I noticed was that you could take your golf cart and you could take it out of your garage and you could go to the golf course. But if you were considering doing your grocery shopping or going to the doctor or the dentist or the lab or doing any kind of shopping whatsoever, nope, that was out. There was nothing like that there.
None of these multimodal paths and
Right.
the planning infrastructure they've done is really phenomenal.
So
here
we
in
did
the-
number 6. What is the cost of living in the Villages?
Well, it can vary pretty widely depending on the type of home you have. I mean, you can get a patio villa in the 200s and you can get a multi-million-dollar home on one of the golf courses or preserves, and it's a big range, but I think the greater majority is going to be in the 200s and 400s, below 500,000 for home prices right now. The overall cost of living as far as the index is currently at 113, which is 13% higher than the rest of the nation.
Which is not a whole lot difference when you think about everything you're getting in the Villages.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
in comparison to just living in our tract home neighborhood back in Texas.
Right. I mean, we don't spend much on the way of entertainment here because it's all right here and most of it's free, and where we had to pay for everything we wanted to do for the most part when we were in Texas. It's all perspective, where you come from, what you're used to paying for your housing and utility and food. It could vary from one area to the next.
Well, I would imagine if you're coming from New York City or Los Angeles, this is going to be quite the cost savings. And then again, if you come from North Dakota,
Maybe
it's
not so
quite,
much.
quite the upgrade. Number 7, is the Villages a good place for retirees?
It's a retirement community. I'd say yes.
But is it a good place?
It's an awesome place. The active lifestyle is not hype, it's true. People are more active. We are more active than we would have been in any other place that we had lived before, as long as we get off our couch and get out there. But that's a choice. And there's a lot of choices and no reason for us to be bored or isolated. There's so many things to do here.
So many things. So many choices. It's hard to make up your mind what you want to do. You can definitely make the lifestyle you want here.
You can be as social and active as you'd like, and as non-social and non-active as you'd like, but it's on you.
Number 8, what healthcare options are there in the Villages?
The same healthcare options you have anywhere, basically. So whether it's the Villages or anywhere else, I mean, I'm extremely happy with the Villages Health where I've been going, and I had my group policy with my employer that allowed me to select that, and now I have Affordable Care Act insurance, which also allows me to select that. You came here with something else initially.
And I liked my doctor, but I heard so many wonderful things about the Villages healthcare that I decided to switch my insurance and then go over there. And I've been very happy with it.
There's no lack of care here. I've been able to find all that I need. And
there are plenty of hospitals within the Villages and just outside.
choices, lots of choices here.
Number 9, what types of social activities are available in the Villages?
Boy, you can have large events if you go out to the square for something like the Strawberry Festival. You can have smaller events in groups that are meeting in homes that have common interests and found each other. You have things at the rec centers, and it's just inside the villages, outside the villages nearby, within the churches. I mean, it's...
But we, just as an example, you and I started taking dancing lessons.
We did.
How sociable is that? So at one of the rec centers during the afternoon, they have a rolling dance lessons every 4 weeks. They change it up and give you another dancing lesson, and everybody is just dancing and then going off and starting parties and oh my gosh, so many choices.
Yeah. People that might want to do needlepoint, or people that might want to do painting, or they're not really up for the competitive sports. They want to do splish splash, and there's and that group within themselves will get together and go have lunch. I mean, it's.
And then the churches have small groups, and then those groups are going out and doing sociable things. And finally, number 10. I hope you can answer this question, my honey. What is the climate like in the villages?
Hot, humid, mild winter. Next.
I think we did it. I hope we answered all of your questions. If you have any questions we didn't hit, put them in the comments below. When we first started making videos, one of the things that we had to start doing was making videos called Our Week in the Villages. Because we were doing so many things, we couldn't make a video about one thing when we'd done 10 different things that week. And so what I've done is I've pulled together all of those videos into a playlist, which I'll put right over here. And you can go check those out. In the meantime,
We appreciate you stopping by.
see ya.